Okay, obviously it's a big game. Our kids are excited about going to Atlanta, playing the SEC championship game, playing against a very good all-around team. You're talking about one of the best offensive teams in college football. They have the ability to hurt you with the run. They've got huge receivers that can run on the outside. Their quarterback's a dual threat guy, good at both passing and running. So they present a lot of challenges in that area. You're also talking about one of the top 20 rush defenses in the country. They also have the ability with their front four to put pressure on a quarterback without blitzing, which is a sign of a very good defensive team. They're extremely well coached and they're well disciplined. They make you earn it. So it'll be a big challenge for our team.
Questions? Gus, is there any secret to helping your players move on quickly from last Saturday?
Well, you just got to be as honest with them as you can, and that's our big challenge as a team. You know, it was a very emotional win. It was a very physical game, but we got to put it behind us, and we got to put it behind us, and we got to put all of our attention on Missouri. You're talking about a top 5 team and a chance to win the SEC championship. So our team is really, every time we've challenged them this year, they've risen to the occasion, and they were pretty locked in last night at practice.
Coach, on the same wavelength, you can tell a lot by a team how they respond to adversity. It seems like this team has responded well, but you can also tell a lot about how a team responds to success. How do you think they've responded so far?
Well, I think they've handled themselves extremely well in both areas, whether it's adversity, and that ability to win, and the way they've handled themselves after big wins. You know, I think back to the Texas A&M game. That was a very emotional game for us. I was concerned about how we'd respond the next week. And the guys came out and played very good football, and they were very focused. So we need to do that same thing again. Okay, somebody calling?
You does get a bye week between Georgia and Alabama and campus closed, so you can really keep you guys pretty insulated.
Yeah.
I think that was easier for Parker than this for you coming up with
Yeah.
just getting a standing ovation in class and more distractions this week.
Yeah, I think anytime you have a week to kind of get over the emotion of a game, it definitely helps. But this is a challenge a little bit different. We only have 1 week. But I really believe that anytime you get a chance to go to Atlanta and you're playing for the SEC championship, which is everybody's goal in this league, you shouldn't be distracted. You should be focused enough, and I really believe our players will.
Gus, can you see a difference in the team in the last minute of the game? Some teams are very confident. Do you hear some teams in the last minute of close games?
Yeah, I think so. It is unique, and it is rare that you have teams that believe they're going to win. And no matter how bad it looks, they still have bright eyes, and they still have that belief in each other. And that's what our guys have found a way to do. And we talked all week before last week's game about we got to get it close to the fourth quarter, and we're going to win the game. And they really believed it, and they found a way to do it.
What about, do you believe that some teams are luckier than others?
I think it okay, all right.
Please turn your phone off.
Okay, I think anytime you win 11 games in this league, the best league in college football, I think you've got to be a pretty good team. And I think teams that find a way to win, that's rare. And our team's found different ways to win, and I'm very proud of them to do that.
Gus, can you kind of speak to the similarities between Auburn and Missouri
Yeah.
this year? Great defensive fronts, like you said, dual threat quarterback, that's made some big plays.
Yeah.
Just kind of speak to that.
When I look at Missouri, they do remind me of our team in a lot of ways. You're talking about their team has gotten better each week. They play together. They're very confident. They make plays when they have to. And they played some big games, especially the pressure was on them the last 2 weeks. They went to Ole Miss, which is a tough place to play, and they won. They played against the best player in college football at Texas A&M, and they shut him down for the most part. So you're talking about a team that can rise to the occasion.
When it comes to Nick Marshall on and off the field, we've seen what he's done week to week, but he seems to be a little bit more confident, even more at ease, even when he was talking to us last night.
Yeah.
He just seems to be a little bit of a different guy than he was in August.
Yeah, I'm going to say this again too. I think he's only been here for 6 months or whatever. And what he's done to lead our team to where we're at is really really unbelievable. But you're exactly right. He has gotten more comfortable, but that's to be expected. You know, he was learning the offense the first 4 weeks, and each week's getting more comfortable and being able to play football. And his teammates are really, playing hard for him. And you're talking about the best players in America. I think at this point in the season, you got to start at least mentioning his name with some of these other guys.
Going off of that, Nick hasn't thrown an interception since, I believe it was at least the last 4 or 5 weeks or so. Just especially knowing that Missouri can take the ball away, it would be the interception. How much have you seen Nick grow in terms of his decision making and not making mistakes?
Yeah, he's starting to protect the football. In the passing game, he's making good decisions on, when to not throw it, when to throw it away, when to take off, and that's a sign of experience and a sign of a good quarterback.
It sounds like if you had a Heisman vote, three players, you put Nick on it.
He should be in the mix. There's no doubt. I mean, I don't get a chance to watch other teams like all of y'all do, but he should be in the mix. He's one of the better players in college football, and he's leading our team. And
I want to move on to where does Trey Mason stack up and running back?
well, I mean, I think he's leading the SEC in rushing, which is extremely tough to do. He is a hard-nosed runner, very physical runner. To get the rushing yards he did against the team last week, that's rare, and he deserves a lot of credit.
How much, I know, looking ahead here, how much are you looking forward to finally having a quarterback for a second year with Nick?
It's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be our first time to ever do that, but like I said, we'll talk about that after the season.
Because you got a lot of players that you do, that you recruit.
Yeah.
And a lot of players from last year's team, I think there's only one, player that's different, and that's the quarterback in terms of starters. Did you know coming in that, hey, we need a quarterback, and then we'd be able to roll, or was it?
We had our 2 quarterbacks in the spring, and we evaluated them. Nobody really separated themselves, and Jeremy Johnson we felt like was going to be an excellent quarterback, and then we brought Nick in, and we opened it up. It was all 4 guys, and I think 3 weeks before the season we actually went live with all 4 guys, which is pretty rare. Nick won the job, and he's gotten better each week.
Specifically with the offense, though, since you knew what the offense was going to be like, you knew the players, was it just the quarterback that was the missing link?
I would say this. Our offensive line has really done a great job. They've gotten better each week. Our receivers, I feel like, have improved each week. Trey Mason's running harder and better than he's ever run. Jay Prosh is, in my opinion, the best fullback in college football. So I think there's a lot of factors that go into that, but Nick is a huge part of our success offensively.
Coming from that first live practice to now, his improvisational ability to make plays with the ball in his hands, has he gotten more comfortable in doing that and going kind of off script a little bit?
I think so. When things break down, that's when sign of a really good quarterback, whether they make plays with their feet, whether they make plays with their arm, or whether they throw the ball away. I think that's a big key in being a successful quarterback, specifically in our league.
His last touchdown pass against Alabama, it seemed like a lot went into it. Even changing the ball, changing hands, having the hop, line of scrimmage. What do you think about that play? Putting the right touch on the ball, too?
Yeah. I mean, it's outstanding play. I know we run it, every week in practice, and Coach Lashley had him prepared, but it was a great play, especially in the moment.
You talk about the progress the defensive line's made since spring training through now.
Yeah, I mean, our defensive line has gotten better. Each practice, each game, Coach Garner has a lot of guys rotating in. He keeps them fresh, and that's been a big key to our success also, our front 4, on defense.
Gus, Trey Mason had 164 rushing yards last against Bama. Before that game, only one team had 165. What does that say about him individually?
Well, I mean, of course, that's tough to get yards against those guys. That says a lot about him. I mean, I think he's one of the better running backs in the country too, and the hard yards. I think it says a lot about our offensive line. Because offensive line they won the battle up front and allowed Trey to have a lot of yards, but he earned some real hard ones, after contact.
Chris Davis just said he got a standing ovation in class today. What's it like to see him get that kind of recognition, and has it been a long time coming for him?
Yeah, we're very proud of him, but I think a key to this week will be how we handle success, and that's great and all that, but you know, we got to move on, and we got to put all of our energy in the Missouri Tigers, top 5 team, and we'll pat ourselves on the back, you know, after that game.
What impresses you about the Missouri defense?
Very aggressive. I mean, they can run. They play together. They play extremely hard. That's the thing that stands out to me, and they make you earn it. I mean, you watch them on film, there's very few cheap plays. I mean, they make you earn it. They make you have drives put together. They're very impressive.
Yes, you had said that Jeremy Johnson had a bigger plan heading into the Iron Bowl than any other game. I don't think he took the field. Kind of letting.
Yeah, kind of like I said last week. I mean, we have a plan for him every week, but as the game unfolds, determines a lot of things, and so that's kind of what happened.
When you think about the series of events in that fourth quarter, the fourth down stops and back-to-back drives for both teams, and then the blocked field goal, the series, have you ever been a part of something like that sequence?
You know, I don't think I've probably ever been a part of a sequence like that with that much on the line in that big of a game, but just very proud of our team to rise to the occasion, come up big defensively, come up big offensively, and come up big special teams, and sign of a good team.
What led you to J.B. Grimes initially, just kind of to hire him? What do you like about him?
Yeah, I've known JB for a long time. He's an old Arkansas guy just like me. We've had a relationship for a long time, and got Arkansas State, and he's the first guy we called. Did a great job last year. I think we led our league in rushing, brought him here. He's done a great job. He's one of the better teachers I've ever seen up front, but his biggest strength is he has a great relationship with his players, and they play extremely hard for him.
You talk about keeping things the same every week. How much time, though, really goes into a week like this when you prepare for an opponent you didn't think you'd face or you might not have thought you'd face? And obviously, during the season, you kind of know these guys are scheduled. Is there how much extra time?
Yeah, you know, you just you try to put a little extra time earlier in the week just to get familiar with them. But you know, after you get going, teams at this point in the year, they do pretty much what got them there, and like I said, they're a very good football team.
Does Missouri remind you of anybody offensively, defensively you played this year?
You know, they're you know, like I said, they're the second best rush defense in our league. That says a lot. You know, they rush the football extremely well. I mean, they're a very good football team.
Yes, when you look at the tape of Missouri, does the Ole Miss game stand out more to you as far as one that you could look more to see more offensive tendencies, given Ole Miss's offense obviously more similar to yours?
You know, I mean, Ole Miss doesn't run the ball as much as we do, but you know, they did a great job defending them. I mean, they played at Ole Miss and for the most part shut their offense down, so that says a lot.
Because I'm sure there were a lot of Auburn fans who didn't sleep Saturday night. How about you? How long did it take you to unwind after
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, it took a little bit to unwind. You know, it takes, no matter who we play, it takes me a little bit to unwind, sit down and take everything in. Probably went to sleep around 2 o'clock. That's about normal. And got up the next morning early, ready to go.
How early?
It's pretty early.
Guess we're going to do the same schedule as a normal game week.
Yeah, we're going to keep everything the same.
Did you go to Waffle House after the game?
No, I didn't go to Waffle House. It was a little bit too crazy out there. I barely got off the field, so I figured I'd wait till things calmed down a little bit.
You're about to reserve a table for you, and they've got a Waffle House hat for you and everything.
I didn't hear all that, but I was going to stay in that night.
No Waffle House hat?
No.
There's all this static around this game as well as looking at the bigger national picture as well. How do you keep your team from getting involved in
Yeah.
that?
You know, I'm really not worried about our team at all in that area. I mean, you know, this game's big enough, playing for the SEC championship. And so, I mean, they're going to be focused on that. There's no doubt in my mind. We'll worry about all that afterward and see what happens.
I guess it was kind of lost, I guess, you know, with the way everything ended Saturday night. But can you talk about just the performance of Stephen Clark and how, you know, field position in this week's game was probably such a big.
Yeah, there was 2 big punts down there. I think we got them on the 1 and the 2. I mean, that was huge plays of the game. Now, I give them credit. They came out and they had good offensive plays to get off the, you know, the goal line. But our special teams has been a strength of ours all year. They've got a very good special teams too. So that'll be a big key to the game. We're going to need to play extremely well on special teams.
Gus, how much does it help that we got a lot of guys that are familiar with the Georgia Dome, familiar with the surroundings there heading into this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would probably help. I think we played the Chick-fil-A Bowl in 2011, 2010. There's not very many guys still left off that team that played in the SEC championship, but hopefully the seniors that were there and played will be able to provide some experience for the younger guys.
What makes Nick different from any other quarterback you've coached?
The fact that he didn't go through spring probably is the biggest factor.
Gus, you've mentioned that all season, going back
Yeah.
to the summer.
Yeah.
You clearly place an enormous value on spring.
Yeah.
What is it in that spring preparation that makes that so important?
Yeah.
You reiterated it for 6 months here at the
Yeah.
SEC championship. We're still talking about spring.
Well, I always say we're a quarterback-oriented offense. If our quarterback plays well, we play well, and if he doesn't, we don't. And we put a lot of pressure on the guy as far as not just when the ball snapped, but before the ball snapped, after the ball snapped, and we rely on him a lot. And but I think it's a tribute to Nick. I think it's a tribute to Rhett Lashley for getting him prepared. It's really something. When you really think about it big picture, it's really something what he's done.
Coach, Auburn is undefeated when you wear a sweater vest. Are we going to see one in Atlanta?
No, I'm going to wear a sweater vest. There's no doubt about that.
Jay, you mentioned Jay Cross having an excellent season, being one of the better fullbacks. On that 4th and 2 or 3 late in the game, there was some kind of missed assignment there. Was that on Jay?
It wasn't his fault.
Because you guys was picked to finish, I think, 5th in the West. Missouri was picked to finish 6th in the East. What does that say about the job that you and Gary have done, these teams have done? What does it also say about the value of those preseason predictions?
Well, I mean, I think both teams have gotten better each game, and I think the teams that get better each game, find a way to win at the end, and I think both teams, you could say that about them.
All right, Coach.
All right, thank you.